Did you know that choosing the wrong pacifier can change your child's face and airway for life? I'm Dr. Coral Tieu, an ear, nose, and throat surgeon here to help you breathe better and live happier. Pacifier choice is so important because what you put into your baby's mouth can either create great breathing for life, a sharp jawline and cheekbones, or crowded teeth, snoring, a narrow face, weak jawline, and sunken eyes. How can a pacifier do all of that? And what do you pick to give your child a great airway and a gorgeous face? Let's find out. Pacifiers don't just affect teeth. They greatly impact the shape of your baby's palate, which can change the entire face. What's a palate? Isn't that a word foodies use? The palate is the roof of the mouth. It's also the floor of the nose. So what happens to the palate affects both the mouth and the nose. A palate that's wide and big will have a nice roomy nose, plenty of room to breathe. But sucking on this over and over again with the tongue repeatedly pushing up against the skinny pacifier causes palate deformation. Because of the way this pacifier distributes pressure on the palate becomes pushed up into the nose. So now the nose has less room as well. And there are a million pacifiers with this shape. You probably got this from the hospital when you came home with your baby. I know I did. You might have thought, this is what the doctors gave me. It must be good. I'm going to use this. But in reality, most doctors have no idea what this is doing to your baby's airway. What this skinny cylindrical shape does is it pushes the palate up over time because it's not touching anything except the center of the palate. There's no support on the sides, so all the pressure goes straight up. And the palate is a bone. Babies' bones are movable. That's how flat spots form on babies' skulls from laying on one side too much. Babies' bones are soft. So if you press in the middle of the palate over and over, every single time baby sucks, the palate goes from this flat, wide shape to this. You can almost see in some babies what looks like a thumb push right up on that palate. If these are the teeth become closer together just from the palate moving upward because the teeth come along for the ride. I know baby has no teeth yet, but they're in there. When the palate becomes high and narrow, the alveolar ridges where the teeth will come in are now closer together. So you're guaranteed to have high orthodontic bills later because you've narrowed the dental arches by reshaping the palate. When the normally sized teeth come in, they'll be crowded and crooked. Plus, the cheekbones will be closer together, less defined, and the jawline won't be as sharp. All because of palate reshaping. I've heard people, even doctors, say, oh, I'll just fix it later because I need this. But it doesn't work like that. The damage is permanent. Once you have a high, narrow palate, it's not something you can easily correct. You can do palate expansion, which I love. It's a great option. But even an expanded palate isn't as good as preventing palate deformation to begin with. Plus, expansion is only an option while the bones are still growing up to age 18 or so. So this is why prevention is so critical. We have to be knowledgeable about the things that go in our baby's mouths. And that includes thumb sucking or fingers, which can also cause palate reshaping. I know, what in the world are you supposed to do? Okay, not all pacifiers are evil. Certain orthodontic pacifiers have been shown to be protective of the airway, even against sudden infant death syndrome. And we know the palate affects oral and nasal airways, so it makes sense, right? The bigger we can grow baby's airway while it's still moldable and malleable, the better their airway will be for life. So it's important to protect it with a good orthodontic pacifier. Don't just look at the word orthodontic on the packaging, you have to look at the shape of the pacifier. Watch out for anything that's too skinny or too bulbous, too big and bulky. What you should look for in a pacifier is wide and flat, but still narrow at the lips so baby's lips can still come together. The wrong pacifier can not only deform the palate, it can create bad habits of the lips, the cheeks, and the tongue. So this, for instance, this bulb shape takes up too much space in the mouth. It teaches baby to hold the tongue down, and that leads to bad swallowing habits, but more importantly, further exacerbates the narrow palate, because the tongue is supposed to rest up in the roof of the mouth against the palate. That helps grow the palate to the full size. But these pacifiers sabotage the tongue's ability to apply proper growth forces. Okay, so wide and flat. There are good studies on pacifier shape and palate changes. Right now, I think the Nook Man is the best one on the market based off my measurements. There may be others. Leave a comment if you find something better that looks like this. There are studies on this one too. This is the Jewel Boon, but it's a little small. If it's too small, the shape won't matter because pacifier won't be supported on the sides of the palate. So size is important, but shape is important too. That flat shape distributes the sucking forces along the entire palate and against the protective, stronger periphery of the palate. The worst thing you can do is concentrate all the pressure in the center of the palate. Pressure is force over area. So you want to spread out the area to decrease the pressure in one spot because that's what causes deformation and all the problems that go along with it. The narrow nose, less room in the nose for breathing, crowded teeth later, and that long face. So look for a wide, flat pacifier to protect the soft, delicate bones of baby's mouth. Please don't use this. Protect your baby's palate, airway, teeth, jaws, and face with a good, wide, flat pacifier. If your baby's a thumb sucker, it's better to use this than the thumb because this is more protective than a little baby thumb. And size up as soon as baby will take the larger size. Smaller pacifiers, the newborn pacifiers, are actually worse for the palate. So if your baby will take this, use this one. If you find this content helpful, please click like and subscribe so I can continue making more videos for you. Also, leave me a comment. Let me know what other topics you'd like me to address. If there's enough interest, I'll cover it. I'm Dr. Coral Tieu. Breathe happy.